Greetings and welcome to this episode of Leadership Edge. I'm Dr. Chavonne Stewart. I hope you all are having a wonderful week. Can you believe it? This is the final week in the month of September. September came in and now it's going away with the wind. But I am so happy about this month. I hope you took this time to really reflect. You took time to look at this as a newness for you to go back to where you may have not completed some stuff that you put on your list to do for 2025. It may not be anything pertaining to your business. It could have been personal goals that you have. Maybe it was a weight loss goal. Maybe you wanted to get a hobby. Maybe you wanted to pay some bills off to get out of debt. Whatever it is, I want you to stay focused because you still have 3 months and a few more days in this year to finish strong. So I encourage you to stay on the course. Well, I'm excited about this topic. I'm going to be very brief today because this topic is something that's been stirring in me since I heard it in a message. I was sitting in Bible study and the bishop was just laying out he was talking about what it means to be a follower and really giving characteristics of a person who is a follower. Now, mind you, if you are a leader, a leader should be able to shift and wear different hats. You should not only just be a leader, but you should be able to take a point where you're a follower as well. And so he said this and it stuck with me. And so our topic for today is the leader sets the culture of the organization. Wow, that's powerful. And I'm telling you, I wrote it down and I kept thinking about it and I kept thinking about it. And it was so powerful because it's not that I haven't said things like, whatever happens on the head trickles down to the body. However the head acts affects how the body reacts. I've said those things, but for whatever reason, this stuck with me. So when you step into your workplace, or when you step into your ministry, or when you step into your home, or even if you're maybe you're volunteering somewhere, wherever you step into, you can feel its culture almost instantly. The reason why, you just discernment. Say you don't even never even heard of discernment. If you just go in and just be quiet and observe, you'll be able to tell almost instantly. The real question is, what does your leadership create in the spaces you lead? And that's what I want to focus on for today. Our theme is culture isn't accidental. It mirrors the leader's mindset, the leader's habits, and the values. And so I want you to keep that question in mind. What does your leadership create in the spaces you lead? So, what is organizational culture? Well, culture is defined as the sum of behaviors, values, and unwritten rules that guide how people work together. A quick contrasting example here, a culture of blame versus a culture of accountability. Okay, culture of blame. Maybe you've worked there where no one wants to take responsibility for their actions. If things go down with the team or if a project isn't completed, they're playing the blame game, as we call it in counseling. And one of the things we learned in counseling training, you cannot play the blame game. You have to accept responsibility versus a culture of accountability where people own up. Oh, you know what? We made a mistake, but this is where we're going to fix this area. Oh, wait a minute. I need you to just be on me to make sure I'm finishing my task on time. That's accountability, keeping your counterparts, your team members motivated, but accountable for their actions. So I want you to think about this. When conflict arises in your team, do you see your own approach to conflict mirrored back at you? If you're a person who runs from conflict, chances are you're going to have a struggle or issue with resolving conflict. Are you a person who gets angry with conflict? Chances are you're going to create that same environment with conflict. Or are you objective when conflict comes and you're looking at conflict and looking to find solutions to it? Just think about it. Leaders are culture carriers. What does that really mean? Their actions, what we model, what we reward, and what we tolerate set the cultural standard. So, for instance, my biggest thing is being on time. I could care less how well you do your work. You could be phenomenal, or as we would say, the bomb diggity. I don't care. Because if you're a person who is habitually late, that's going to turn me off from you from the jump. So, What do I do with my organization? Global Leadership Techniques. What do I do with my organization? Watchman International. I be on time. Funny story. I got invited to a friend's party, and this particular ethnic group, they have parties, but they start late. I mean, they could tell you a time and the party still might not start till maybe 2 or 3 hours later. But if you tell me that it starts at 8, chances are Chavonne's gonna be there at least by 7:45. I might be there a little bit early. I had to learn how to make myself late. And even when I tried it, guys, I couldn't do it because even though I was late, it still seemed like Chavonne was early. Being on time is my pet peeve. I set my culture of my organizations with that same pet peeve. A leader who transformed culture by constantly demonstrating transparency and integrity, owning up. If you make a mistake as a leader, they gain greater respect from you when you own up to your mistake. I'm not saying put all your dirty laundry out there and that type of thing, but in the instance where you're leading a team, you made an executive decision and you realize that decision may have not been the best decision, or there were some hiccups in the decision, maybe parts of it worked out, but not all. Own up to it. That helps build trust with your team, respect, and your integrity. And transparency causes people to want to work with you, because being transparent to me is one of the greatest influences that you can have on your team. So here's a self-check question. If someone shadowed you for a week, what 3 values would they say drive your leadership? Are those the same values you want shaping your culture? Try it. Give it a try. Let someone shadow you. Maybe do it periodically, once a quarter. Bring in a different person just to shadow you, to give you feedback, and be open and receptive to constructive feedback. It's good for you. It helps build you up. It helps build your character. It helps to show you some errors of your ways that you may not recognize. Warning signs of opportunity. Unhealthy signs, silence in meetings. If it's silence in meetings, you have set the room, because chances are you have gone into those meetings with the dictator mindset where you don't allow people to share their thoughts or give their opinions on things. Maybe you've gone into the leadership and the meetings and you've said, oh, okay, you want to hear all these ideas, because I've been in a situation, oh, let me hear your idea, let me hear this. And then you take the people's ideas and you really don't do anything to implement it. There's a few people engaged in those situations. Healthy signs when you're looking at meetings and situations and opportunities. There's a trust there. There's open dialogue. When they can trust you, there's going to be great conversation. They're going to align with the mission of your organization. So here's another prompt I want you to reflect on. What do your team's unspoken behaviors or things they do without being told reveal about your influence as a leader? So let me read that one again. What do your team's unspoken behaviors, things they do without being told, reveal about your influence as a leader? Finally, I'm going to leave you with this thought. A leadership culture audit. We all should have one. If you are the head of an organization, even in your home, you might need to do an audit. Let the Lord in. He'll audit you. He'll show you who you are, and he will show you your true character. That's why he says he knows your heart. We think of it probably more surface level. No, he knows those deeper inner thoughts that you're having. So I encourage you as leaders to take a simple self-inventory. What behaviors am I rewarding? What do I tolerate that undermines the mission? Well, first of all, you need to know the mission of your organization and the vision of your organization to be able to know what you're undermining. What personal habits are spilling over into the culture you lead? I suggest you journal these informations, or even asking in team meetings. Write it down. Keep a journal. And if you want to buy an expensive journal, go get you a spiral notebook. On average, they're about $1. Get you one. Take notes, review those notes, reflect on those notes, and ask yourself, what can I do to change to make myself a better leader? And ask yourself, what is it like to be led by me? If you can answer those questions with thoroughly, it's going to help you grow. If you answer those questions hesitantly, then I have to question you. What is the fear of looking at you in the mirror? because a lot of times there's a fear of looking at the man in the mirror, because the man in the mirror is going to show you your true you. And so we have to get beyond that. Self-reflection as leaders is important so that we can grow, so that we can better be leaders of our team and make our culture of our organization better. So let me restate. Leaders don't manage culture, they create it. So remind you, however your organization is functioning is because you as the leader has set the precedence, you set the culture. Let's go back to the self-reflection. Your culture is a reflection of your leadership habits and not just your intentions. Habits are the things that can be detrimental to us, especially when we have bad ones. So I'm excited about this theme because as we build towards 2026, I'll be exploring how intentional self-reflection equips leaders to shape cultures of trust, innovation, and growth. Because if we as leaders can't look at that man in the mirror, as that Michael Jackson song goes, we're going to have organizations where retention is going to always be a problem because it's going to be high turnover. We're going to have employees that are disgruntled. We're going to have low job satisfaction. We're going to have low job performance. But when we begin to address the head that's affecting the body, then we'll see that growth. So I encourage you to lead yourself well, and you'll lead your culture well. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Leadership Edge. Like I said, we're not finished with this topic. I see myself taking this to a whole nother level in 2026, and I hope you will join in with me as well. Remember to subscribe to my page, Dr. Chavonne D. Stewart. Also, share it with your friends and family as well. They can go back, they can watch other episodes. You can also follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram as well as Twitter. You can find my business page on LinkedIn at Global Leadership Techniques. I'm always putting out encouraging content, motivating women in leadership, not to discount men, not to ignore men, because the motivation that I put out there, it can encourage you as well. But I'm a woman and I'm here to empower women. And saying that, I want to remind you that I've released my sixth book called The Empowered Woman, 5 Practices for Incredible Success. You can visit my website at www.chavonnestewart.com to place an order for the book, to also book me to speak at your organization, to come in to empower. You can also reach me on my other website at globalleadershiptechniques.com if you're looking for specific coaching and training. I am here to service you. So let's partner together so I can get you to a place of that next level, seeing beyond your 9 to 5. Once again, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Leadership Edge. Have a blessed and wonderful day.